The wedding at Cana. Have you ever wondered why Jesus chose a wedding to perform his very first miracle? It wasn't in a palace. It wasn't before kings or great crowds. It happened at a simple wedding celebration in a small village called Cana in Galilee. Yet this ordinary event became one of the most extraordinary moments in history. The story is recorded in the Gospel of John, chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. Jesus, his mother Mary, and his disciples had all been invited to the wedding. In Jewish culture, weddings were joyful celebrations that often lasted several days. Family and friends gathered together to celebrate the beginning of a new life for the bride and groom. Everything seemed perfect until an unexpected problem arose. The wine ran out. To many people today, this may not seem like a serious issue. But in first-century Jewish society, running out of wine during a wedding feast was considered a great embarrassment. It could bring shame upon the groom's family and leave a lasting negative impression on the community. Mary, the mother of Jesus, noticed the problem. She quietly approached her son and simply said, "They have no more wine." Jesus answered, "Woman, why do you involve me? My hour has not yet come." Although Jesus responded this way, Mary trusted him completely. Without arguing or questioning him, she turned to the servants and gave one of the greatest pieces of advice ever recorded in the Bible. She said, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby stood 6 large stone water jars. These jars were normally used for ceremonial washing according to Jewish tradition. Each one could hold between 20 and 30 gallons of water. Jesus instructed the servants to fill the jars with water. Without hesitation, they obeyed. They filled each jar to the very top. Then Jesus gave another surprising instruction. He told them to draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. Again, the servants obeyed without knowing what would happen. When the master of the banquet tasted the water, something incredible had happened. The water had become wine. Not just ordinary wine, but the finest wine served during the entire celebration. The master of the banquet was amazed. He called the bridegroom and said, "Everyone brings out the best wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best until now." The guests did not know where the wine had come from. Only the servants who had filled the jars with water knew the truth. The disciples also witnessed what had happened. This was the first public miracle performed by Jesus Christ. Through this miracle, Jesus revealed his divine power and his glory, and his disciples believed in him. But this miracle was about much more than turning water into wine. It revealed the heart of Jesus. He cared about ordinary people and their everyday struggles. He turned a moment of embarrassment into a moment of joy. He transformed something ordinary into something extraordinary. The 6 stone jars also carry deep spiritual meaning. They represented the old system of ceremonial cleansing. By transforming the water into wine, Jesus pointed toward the new covenant he would establish through his life, death, and resurrection. The miracle reminded everyone that God was doing something new. The old was giving way to something far greater. The wedding at Cana teaches us an important lesson. When we place our trust in Jesus and obey his word, he is able to transform our lives just as he transformed the water into wine. He can bring hope where there is disappointment, joy where there is sorrow, abundance where there is lack, and peace where there is fear. The same Jesus who performed his first miracle in Cana is still changing lives today. His power has not changed. His love has not changed. And his invitation remains the same. Trust him, follow him, and allow him to transform your life from the inside out. This beautiful miracle reminds us that with Jesus, the very best is still to come. Amen.